There is a specific kind of silence that hangs over the bathroom in the early hours of the morning. A quiet, almost heavy moment when you lean over the sink and look into the mirror. Really look, not just to shave or apply makeup in a rush, but to examine the map of your life etched onto your skin. And in that stillness, it is easy to feel a phantom weight pressing down on your shoulders, the weight of time itself, a subtle but relentless force that seems to be dimming the lights inside your biology, turning the vibrancy and electric energy of your 30s and 40s into the fatigue, the stiffness, and the slow resignation of your 60s and 70s. And for decades, the medical establishment has shrugged its collective shoulders and told us that this decline is inevitable, a non-negotiable contract signed at birth where the terms are strictly decay, fragility, and a slow fading away into the background. But I am here today to tell you that the contract is void, that the narrative of inevitable decline is a scientific, outdated myth perpetuated by a misunderstanding of human biology, and that hidden within the genetic code of a humble, overlooked plant lies a biological key capable of unlocking a latent repair program that has been sitting dormant in your cells for years, waiting for the right signal to activate. We are not talking about a rare herb found only on a dangerous cliffside in the Himalayas that costs a fortune to import, nor are we talking about a synthetic compound synthesized in a billion-dollar pharmaceutical lab with a list of side effects longer than your arm. We are talking about a leafy green that you have likely walked past 1,000 times in the grocery store, a vegetable so potent that it doesn't just feed you, it communicates with your DNA, issuing direct commands to repair broken strands, flush out senescent zombie cells that are cluttering your system, and reignite the mitochondrial furnaces that power your existence. And as we embark on this deep dive today, I need you to suspend your disbelief, put aside the cynicism that the modern world breeds, and open your mind to the possibility that aging is not a slide into oblivion, but a disease process with a root cause that can be treated, managed, and in some fascinating cases, reversed. This is a story of discovery, of peeling back the layers of nutritional biochemistry to reveal that the fountain of youth isn't a myth, it's a molecule. Specifically, a sulfur-based compound hidden within the peppery bite of watercress, a plant that has been relegated to a garnish for far too long, but is now stunning doctors, geneticists, and longevity researchers with its ability to act as a shield for your genome and a weapon against time. But before we uncork the science of this green miracle and explain exactly how to use it, we must understand the enemy, the silent saboteur known as oxidative stress, which is essentially biological rust, a corrosive process where unstable molecules called free radicals, generated from everything from the air we breathe and the sun on our skin to the processed food we eat and the stress we feel, tear through your body like a bull in a china shop, stealing electrons from your healthy cells, puncturing your cellular membranes, and scrambling the genetic instructions that keep you alive, leading to what we perceive as aging, the wrinkles, the brain fog, the lack of energy, the slow recovery. But imagine for a moment if you had a crew of microscopic engineers ready to patch the holes, tighten the bolts, and polish the rust the moment it appears, working 24/7 to keep the machine of your body running in pristine condition. That is exactly what watercress does, but it goes deeper than just maintenance. It triggers a phenomenon called hormesis, a beneficial stress that wakes up your body's survival genes, specifically the NRF2 pathway, which is the master switch for your internal antioxidant defense system, turning you from a defenseless target into a fortress of resilience that actively fights back against the environment. Now, while we are talking about rebuilding the fortress of your body and fortifying your internal defenses, we have to address the structural beams that hold it all up, because no matter how young your cells act or how clear your skin looks, if your joints are grinding like rusty gears and every step sends a shockwave of pain through your hips or knees, you cannot enjoy your life or the freedom you've worked so hard for. There has been a massive breakthrough in natural joint care, a discovery that goes far beyond standard glucosamine or chondroitin to target the actual root of stiffness and cartilage degradation, restoring the fluid motion you thought was gone forever. And if you are ready to move with the fluid grace of your younger years and say goodbye to the limitations of stiff joints, I urge you to check the link in the first pinned comment below for a quick, revolutionary tip that is quietly changing lives. It's a short read that could mean the difference between sitting in a chair watching life go by and dancing at your grandchild's wedding. Returning to the star of our show, Watercress, we must understand that its power is not magic, it is chemistry, specifically the chemistry of interaction and transformation. Because the magic ingredient, a compound called PEITC, phenylethyl isothiocyanate, doesn't even exist until you chew the plant. The physical act of crushing the leaves mixes an enzyme called myrosinase with glucosinolates, creating this anti-aging medicine right there in your mouth, which means that how you eat it matters just as much as what you eat. Blending it into oblivion in a high-speed blender or boiling it to death in a soup destroys the enzyme, rendering the miracle inert, which is a profound metaphor for health itself. It requires your active participation, your conscious effort to unlock the potential within. The reason doctors are shocked is that new studies are showing that regular consumption of watercress can significantly reduce DNA damage in white blood cells, effectively protecting the blueprint of your immune system, ensuring that your body's defenders remain sharp, accurate, and capable of distinguishing between a friend and a foe, which is critical as we age and our risk of autoimmune issues and malignancies rises, effectively resetting the clock on your immune age. Think about the last time you felt truly limitless, where your energy wasn't a finite resource you had to hoard like gold, but a river that flowed through you, abundant and endless. That state is stolen from us by inflammation, the invisible fire that burns in the background of our biochemistry, chronically overworking our systems and exhausting our reserves. But watercress acts as a cooling rain on that fire, packed with more vitamin K per calorie than almost any other food on the planet, a nutrient that is the traffic cop for calcium, guiding it out of your soft tissues like your arteries, where it causes stiffness, plaque buildup, and heart disease, and directing it into your bones, where it builds density, strength, and structural integrity. This brings us to the cardiovascular system, the highway of life that transports nutrients to every corner of your being. As we age, our blood vessels tend to stiffen, losing their elasticity, forcing the heart to pump harder to push blood through the system, raising blood pressure and increasing the risk of catastrophic events. But watercress is a rich source of dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, a gas that signals your blood vessels to relax and widen, restoring the flexibility of youth to your circulatory system and ensuring that oxygen-rich blood can reach the deepest recesses of your brain, clearing away the cobwebs of forgetfulness and sharpening your cognitive edge. If you are finding this information eye-opening and you are ready to embrace a new paradigm of aging, I invite you to gently tap the like button. It's a small digital gesture that signals to the algorithm and to yourself that you are prioritizing your health and seeking the truth amidst the noise of modern confusion. The narrative of aging has always been one of loss. Loss of muscle, loss of memory, loss of mobility, loss of relevance. But nature operates on cycles of renewal, on seasons of regrowth, and by aligning our diet with these potent plant compounds, we are tapping into a cycle of regeneration that defies the linear march of time, proving that biology is malleable. We also have to talk about the vanity aspect, which is not superficial but a reflection of inner health. Your skin is the dashboard of your body, and when the dashboard is cracking, fading, and sagging, the engine is likely struggling. But watercress is bursting with vitamin C, essential for collagen synthesis, the structural protein that keeps skin firm and plump. And unlike the synthetic vitamin C in serums that sit on top of your face, the vitamin C in watercress builds your skin from the inside out, weaving a tighter, more resilient matrix that resists gravity and glows with the vitality of a well-nourished system. Furthermore, we cannot ignore the liver, the unsung hero that acts as the janitor of the body, filtering out the toxins, pollutants, microplastics, and old hormones that accumulate from modern living.
If the liver is clogged, you feel sluggish, heavy, and toxic. But watercress acts as a premier liver tonic, enhancing phase 2 detoxification pathways, which effectively package these toxins into water-soluble forms that can be safely excreted, literally flushing the old age out of your system before it can settle in and cause damage. I am curious, as we journey deeper into this green wonder, is watercress a staple in your home, or is it something you've only seen as a garnish on a fancy steak? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences and perhaps share some recipes, because community is a pillar of longevity, and we are building a community of critical thinkers here.
One of the most fearful aspects of aging is the loss of vision, the dimming of the world. But watercress stands guard here as well, loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, powerful carotenoids that accumulate in the retina and act as internal sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting the delicate structures of the eye from oxidative damage, preserving your ability to see the beauty of the world in high definition well into your golden years. It is fascinating to realize that the solution to so many complex problems, bone density, DNA integrity, arterial flexibility, vision protection, is packaged in a single spicy leaf, a testament to the elegance of nature's design and a reminder that we co-evolved with these plants, that our bodies are expecting these chemical signals to function correctly, and when we deny them these signals by eating processed beige food, we are essentially trying to run a Ferrari on low-grade fuel, wondering why the engine is knocking and the performance is suffering. By reintegrating watercress into your diet, you are not just eating a vegetable, you are downloading a software update for your cells, a patch that fixes bugs, optimizes performance, and extends the operational lifespan of your biological hardware, allowing you to function at a level you thought was left in the past. The beauty of this approach is its accessibility. We are not asking you to mortgage your house for a stem cell treatment or fly to a private clinic in Switzerland. We are asking you to visit the produce aisle, to make a small, consistent choice that compounds over time, because health is not a lottery ticket you win, it is an investment portfolio you build day by day. And watercress is the asset with the highest dividends you can find. But you might be wondering how to eat it effectively to harness these dividends, because as we established, the method matters as much as the molecule. The key is to consume it raw or very lightly wilted, perhaps tossed into a salad with a high-quality extra virgin olive oil, which is crucial, not just for flavor, but because vitamins K and A are fat-soluble, meaning they require a lipid carrier to be transported across the intestinal wall and absorbed into your bloodstream. So by dressing your greens with healthy fat, you are creating a synergistic meal where the sum is exponentially greater than the parts, a meal that signals abundance and safety to your starvation-adapted genes. As we consider the profound implications of this simple dietary change, we must also address a common concern that often circulates in health communities regarding cruciferous vegetables and thyroid health, specifically the fear of goitrogens. But here is where watercress distinguishes itself once again. Unlike raw kale or broccoli, which can be heavy on the thyroid if consumed in massive quantities by susceptible individuals, watercress is generally considered balanced and safe, and its rich mineral profile, including traces of iodine and selenium, actually supports metabolic function, helping to keep the body's internal furnace burning efficiently, which is vital for preventing the unexplained weight gain and lethargy that often creep in with age. It is truly staggering to consider that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, conducted a study ranking powerhouse fruits and vegetables based on nutrient density, and watercress did not just make the list, it topped it, scoring a perfect 100 out of 100, beating out spinach, chard, and beet greens, earning the title of the most nutrient-dense food on the planet per calorie. Yet it remains humble, affordable, and largely ignored by the masses, who are busy chasing the latest superfood fad from halfway across the globe. This disconnect is partly because we have lost our taste for bitterness, a flavor profile that in nature signals medicine and phytonutrients, and we have replaced it with the hyper-palatable sweetness of processed foods, essentially training our palates to reject the very things that could save us. But the good news is that your taste buds are adaptable, they are neuroplastic, and within a few weeks of reintroducing these complex flavors, you will find yourself craving the peppery snap of watercress, a sign that your body is waking up and demanding the high-octane fuel it was designed to run on.
Let's shift our focus to the brain. the command center of your existence. Because what good is a healthy body if the mind is slipping away? The brain is incredibly susceptible to oxidative stress because it consumes a massive amount of oxygen and is rich in fats that can easily oxidize. But the antioxidants in watercress, particularly the high levels of vitamin C and the precursor compounds for glutathione, the body's master antioxidant, act as a neuroprotective shield, dampening the inflammation that leads to cognitive decline and potentially delaying the onset of neurodegenerative conditions, keeping your synapses firing rapidly and your memory retrieval sharp so you can continue to learn, create, and connect with the world around you with the curiosity of a younger mind. It is fascinating to think that Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, famously built his first hospital near a stream specifically so he could grow fresh watercress for his patients to treat blood disorders and revitalize their energy, recognizing over 2,000 years ago what we are only now validating with microscopes and genetic sequencing, that the cure is often growing right at our feet, provided by a nature that wants us to thrive. Incorporating this vegetable into your life doesn't have to be a culinary chore. You can blend it into a pesto with walnuts, garlic, and olive oil for a spread that is literally bursting with anti-aging compounds, or simply add a handful to your morning omelet just before serving, adding a fresh, vibrant kick that wakes up your palate and your cells simultaneously. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the hidden potential of food and want to support our mission of bringing scientifically grounded, life-changing health information to the world, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a movement of people who refuse to accept the status quo of aging, and your support helps us uncover more of these natural breakthroughs. Think of your body as a complex ecosystem where every input has a ripple effect. When you improve your liver function with watercress, you improve your hormone balance. When you strengthen your bones with vitamin K, you protect your arteries from calcification. When you repair your DNA with PEITC, you reduce your risk of mutations across every organ system. It is a virtuous cycle of health, a positive feedback loop that begins with a single decision to change what is on the end of your fork. Many of us live with a low-level acceptance of feeling bad, assuming that the aches, the fatigue, and the fog are just the tax we pay for living a long life. But I challenge that assumption. I challenge you to reject the idea that you are a victim of your genetics and embrace the reality that you are the master of your environment, specifically your nutritional environment. Imagine waking up 3 months from now after making watercress a daily ally and realizing that the chronic pain in your lower back has faded to a whisper, that your skin has regained a texture you haven't felt in years, that you have the stamina to walk the dog, garden, or travel without needing a nap at noon. This is not a fantasy. This is the biological reward for providing your body with the raw materials it is screaming for. The pharmaceutical industry spends billions trying to replicate the effects that plants like watercress produce naturally, trying to isolate the active ingredient and put it in a pill. But nature works in synergy, providing the cofactors, the enzymes, and the buffers that make the medicine work harmoniously with your biology without the side effects that come from synthetic interventions. We are standing at the precipice of a new era in health, one where we look backward to ancient wisdom and forward to modern science, finding that they meet right here, in the produce aisle, in the leaves of a plant that thrives in fresh running water, absorbing the vitality of the earth and offering it to us. It is easy to be skeptical, to think it's just a vegetable, but that skepticism is a luxury we no longer afford as we face an epidemic of chronic disease. We must be willing to experiment, to be our own health detectives, and to judge the results by how we feel, not by what we are told is possible. So my challenge to you is simple. For the next 30 days, make watercress a non-negotiable part of your diet. Treat it with the respect you would a prescription medication. Eat it with intention. Chew it thoroughly to release that magic PEITC and observe the changes in your own body, because the most powerful evidence is your own lived experience. As we conclude this journey, remember that knowledge is only potential power. True power is action. So do not let this video be just another thing you watch today. Let it be the catalyst for a new chapter in your life where you take back the reins of your health. For those of you who are truly serious about turning back the clock, there is another piece of the puzzle. A simple habit that many seniors ignore because it seems too easy, yet it is the foundation of all anti-aging efforts and works in perfect harmony with the nutritional changes we've discussed. Click the video you see on your screen right now, Anti-Aging, Why It's So Simple Yet Seniors Ignore It, to unlock the next step in your transformation, because the body you want is waiting for you to build it starting right now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.